Hello everybody. Today we are gonna do one easy problem on LeetCode Live. Let's filter by easy here and let's see which one we wanna pick. Um, to sum is a problem that I think I've done a long time ago. If it is that problem, I'm assuming it is. Roman to integer is interesting. There is an easy way of doing it and there is a little bit of more sophisticated way of doing it, but I've done that before, so doing it live wouldn't be the best given I've done it before. Let's look at valid parentheses. Okay, yeah, I've not done this before. Okay, let's see. Given a string S containing just the characters open bracket, close bracket, open curly bracket, close curly bracket, open square bracket, and close square bracket. Okay. Determine if the input string is valid. Input string is valid if open brackets must be closed by the same time of bracket, open brackets must be closed in the correct order. Every closed bracket is a corresponding open bracket of the same type. Input is this, then true. I see this is true. Is false. I'm assuming nesting is allowed, and if it is nested, for example, open parentheses, then open square bracket but close parentheses and then a close square bracket, that's probably considered invalid, but they don't specify that. I mean, such problems are generally done with a stack where you keep on pushing and popping into a stack. So, I mean, we will take that approach given it's an easy problem. I don't know whether it is actually use of stack. If there is a simpler approach, but let's try to use a stack. I mean, a simpler approach, if there are only 3 symbols allowed, you could, yeah, it gets very messy. You can't just keep a count for each and decrement because the order matters. So I think the easiest thing to do is to just do the usual stack algorithm. Just to remind everybody, the stack algorithm is actually pretty simple. Let me kind of just demonstrate it in comments a little bit here. So basically, algo goes as follows. If we see an open bracket, then we push on the stack, and if we see a closed bracket, then we pop from the stack and ensure it matches the open bracket. It's about probably writing good clean code so that it doesn't get very messy in that matching and stuff. And just using the stack correctly. So let's try that. We are gonna, let me just check Java stack. I always like to check that a little bit. Yeah, so stack, we just need to do push and pop. So let's just look at those methods. There's an empty method to check if it is empty, and pop is that, push is that, pop gives you the element. Yeah, straightforward as you would expect. Okay, so let's do that, and that is a stack of characters. Okay, so we could do, I mean, in Java it's actually very interesting. If you want a stack of characters, you kind of have to do character class, which will end up doing boxing every char into a character object, but it is what it is. If it wasn't an easy problem, I would have liked to optimize that a little bit, but let's just go with that. One sec. Yeah, it's a generic. I just want to make sure. Operator stack basically equal to new stack of character. Okay, and we have to keep going until the string has characters. So I equal to 0 and less than s dot length plus plus I. am an old-fashioned guy, so not using iterators here, but I like using the indices. Again, I just want to make sure Java string length is the dot length member, and it is a method, not a member. Okay, so glad I checked. So this one has to be s dot length. Okay, chars op equals, or not op but ch equals s dot char at I. That's the way to look up a specific character in a string in Java, and that's our character. And we will have to check the open bracket and the close bracket, so we need kind of some way of figuring out that. I think one easy way to do is private static, I think read only is the word in Java, and string and open brackets equals, and then we just do this, and a curly and a square, and we'll just do a contains of in the string to find whether it's there. We could also do a simple, actually let's go with that. I like that idea, because let's do private boolean is open bracket, and you could do a char ch, and in fact you can do this implementation there, and that way we don't have a hard-coded implementation in our. This could also be inside the class, by the way. This all private static. Actually, let's do that. I don't know if Java allows. Yeah. The bane of knowing multiple languages is that you forget which language has what capabilities. It's easy to reference. Okay, return open brackets dot, let's see, Java string search a character in a string. Let's see. I think it's dot contains index of method. Okay, let's see, it says str.index of. Okay, or is not -1, it's there. Perfect. Index of, I think, and then we do ch is not equal to -1. Okay, we even need to know, when we get the close bracket, what is the corresponding open bracket. So that is interesting, and I may want to do this differently when we do that. Okay, anyway, for now let's do this. Is open bracket ch, then we just push. Yeah, I think I'm thinking enums might be the better way of doing it. Yeah, but let's see. Yep, it's okay. And then what we do is we say op stack dot push, and then ch, and this is where boxing happens, by the way, because the stack is of character objects, and we are actually pushing a char, and that is when Java needs to wrap or box the char, which is a basic data type, into an object, which is not great. It creates a bunch of temporary objects, but stacks cannot be of basic data types in Java. In C#, I think it allows it. Okay, so that's that. Else, if now, I mean, they have said that it's all valid characters, so we don't really have to check if it is close bracket, but I generally like to do it. Let's see. Now, when we do have a close bracket, then we do need to check that they are the corresponding. We have to pop and then we have to check. So, okay, so first of all, I'm just going to very quickly do the same thing for close bracket, but I think I may have to do this differently. Oh, I have a trick. I think we can just return an integer, and if they are the same index, haha. Okay, instead of doing not -1, we say that open bracket index. How about that? That's when then we can just match the index. Okay, I think I'm not very thrilled about the bit of a tricky approach here, but it works pretty well. Close bracket index, and here you say if open, let's do this, int and you'll see why I just created a new variable, get open bracket index, and then I'll say if open bracket index is not equal to -1, that means it is an open bracket, and close bracket index. Actually, I can do this in here. Oh, I already had that bracket. Okay, there you go. I think Java is argument exception or invalid parameter exception. I think it's invalid parameter. Illegal argument exception. There you go. Yep, I think this is the right one. Illegal argument exception, because we are not expecting the character to be any other than open or close brackets. Unexpected character, and we can always with more time we can actually give more information in this error message, but I'm going to leave it at this one. So if we didn't throw an exception, which means it is a close bracket index, so what we need to do is op stack, we will pop from there, equal to, and we also need to do this if op stack dot empty, then return false. Remember, then it's not matched because we didn't find it, and otherwise op stack dot pop, we pop the corresponding open bracket, and it has to be the matching one, and in order for it to be matching one, we just have to do dot value Java character to char. I think it wants us to value of, yeah, this is it will want us to check, but okay, let's do value of gives us the char inside, so let's do char. Okay, and then we will check the open index, so index equals get open bracket index open bracket, and if the indices are not the same of close bracket and open bracket, so let's do this. Actually, just because it is named close, I'm going to keep it not equals, then we again return false. Otherwise we keep on going to the next character. Yeah. And then here there's one more thing. We have to make sure the stack is empty, otherwise something is unmatched which was open, wasn't matched by a. So if it is empty only, then we return true. There. Okay, I kind of made a mess out of this, so I'm gonna re-look at the whole solution. I created a stack, went through each character in the string. Here is the character. If the character is an open bracket, which is here actually, is not equal to -1, then all I do is I push on the stack. When pushing, I don't need to check whether stack is empty or anything. I can always push. Otherwise, I have to check if it is a close bracket, and that is just an error check. They have given, this is not strictly necessary, line number 33, based on what they have given, but anyway, it was easy for us to add. Now we are trying to pop from the stack to see if it has a matching open bracket on the stack. So if the stack is empty, then we have a bad expression or a bad string. If it is not empty, then it has to match the bracket. So open bracket is, we pop and we look at the index of that and we make sure it's the same. If it is not, then we return false. Otherwise we have to keep continuing this, and at the end of this, if the stack is not empty, which means there was some open brackets which did not have the corresponding close brackets. So here we can't just return true, very important in such problems. Now I'm a bit nervous to run this, but because I did it in a more messy way than I generally do it. Plus I don't remember the syntax of a lot of these static read only. Let's see. Most likely I'm going to get compiler. There you go. Open brackets, semicolon expected. I think I got this C# syntax here. Java static constants. How do you do it? But then how to declare it is. Use this. Oh, final. There you go. Okay, I knew it. Some mixing of C# and Java. Okay, we're making some progress. Open, cannot find symbol, open brackets. Why can't you find that symbol? Let me see. Line 30. I'm sure some Java programmers on this watching this video are screaming like, oh, this is your problem. Open. Oh, I knew it. Non-Java programmers were probably also screaming. Same problem, copy paste. This is what happens when you copy paste. There you go. Let's try again. I knew I was going to get a bunch of compilers in this one. Yeah. Applied to given types of a method, value of in-class character can apply to given types. Okay. Required can, no arguments, actual and formal argument is different. Okay. Okay, let's slowly find out how to do character.value of. This looks fine. Well, actually, let's just go to the official Java documentation on Oracle site. Okay. I just need to see the value. Oh, dot char value. Okay. Okay. This is the thing about not coding in Java for a long time. Dot char value. And I think there is one more issue generally where it wants you to do that only after null checking or something like that, if I remember correctly. But let's see if that happens. Yeah. Oh, okay. There's cannot find symbol open bracket. Okay, this should be easy to fix. 34. This is again the okay flipping of two characters. This has been fun. Okay, true, accepted, case 2, case 3. I do want to add a test case of what we were earlier talking about. So let's do that. Go there, and I want to add the following. I want to add nesting. And then make sure this passes. And then I want to add one more where it is invalid and doesn't pass. Let's see. Yeah, makes sense. Now let's add one more where it is just like this. Like this shouldn't pass, even though they kind of, everything has a corresponding matching thing, but they are not in the right order. If our code is correct. Yep. Okay, great. There it is. Again, sorry for the mess. It's, a lot of Java details I've forgotten. I'm not the most happy with this trick. I would do some strongly typed enums in real code, but for an interview problem it works and it's elegant and you don't have a bunch of ifs, if else's, so I think it does the job. And at least I've abstracted it away into like some helpers. And yeah, otherwise it's very standard. You do the stack, push when you see the open one, pop and match when you see close one. Very important to make sure that you found a match for every open one by checking stack is empty at the end. Hopefully that was fine. See you next time.